Thanks everybody for coming. So what I'm going to do is talking about video using for a different type of application. So if you think about it, how it's used today, in March Networks we focus on banking and retail. So it's for traditional things like it's internal theft and for fraud and for drive-off and employee theft. But there are other ways you can use video, and to really kind of understand what's going on, you have to kind of draw back and see within your facility there's a lot more going on besides security type applications. Now these are just examples of what's happening in a bank or retail, but you could apply the same type of example to airports, to hospitals, to gaming. There's a lot more that businesses are trying to solve, and they're looking for ways to do that. So some of the type of questions that they ask that comes up all the time are, how long are customers waiting to be helped? Are facilities being kept clean and safe to avoid hazards? Is there a new marketing campaign catching anyone's eye? Are employees wearing personal protective equipment? If you think about a warehouse application, people have to wear helmets, they have to wear, vests. Are they doing that all the time? Is there a way that you can figure that out? How many customers are becoming buyers? This is something really important on the retail side. And last one, when are most or least people in the building? This could apply to any type of application. So if you take it a little bit further, all of these things have in common, we call them business intelligence. This is a phrase that you're seeing a lot and it's coming up in every industry out there. So business intelligence, if you had to put a definition around it, really provides historical, current, and future views. So it's getting information on metrics, on what the employees are doing, on what's happening from a marketing standpoint, information on compliance, risk management, which is something that is banks all the time, but overall is profitability. So another term that comes up a lot, who's heard of big data? So big data is something that has come up in the retail side, but it's coming up in other verticals as well. So you can show the chart, a number of other different verticals out there are starting to apply big data to gather business intelligence. So the idea is that what if I could use video to create this business intelligence type information? A lot of people don't realize this. I spend a lot of time talking to integrators and to end users, and they don't think of video as something that could be used outside of security. So I'm going to go through a few quick examples of exactly how you can do that. So let's say this is a real simple example, and this could apply to any type of application. So as an operations manager responsible for a number of remote locations. And so he has to go and kind of do spot checks to see what's going on from time to time. So a very simple way you can do that is by getting images at random times during the day and just seeing, is the facility clean? Are the people working that should be there? Are people wearing the proper uniforms? Video is a very powerful tool to remotely go in and see what's going on from a business standpoint. Let's go through a few other examples. So here's 3 applications. So the first is basically people coming in and out. Another application is basically people waiting in line. Another is some new marketing, and you're trying to see if anyone's paying attention. So how does video use for this application? So the first thing is I'm going to take a camera, and that camera is going to have some video analytics in it, and I'm going to take that information, all right, like people counting transactions, and I'm going to convert that into occupancy and conversion rates. And I'm going to take the queue line monitoring, I'm going to convert that to speed of service. And I'm going to take the dwell time and put that to customer interest. All those 3 things are information that people want, but how do they want to see it? The way they want to see it is something very simple, which is very easy to understand dashboard that shows you trends over time. So you can see at certain times during the day, there's a lot of people waiting online. Why are they waiting online for so long? Maybe there's only one person behind the register. Maybe there's a whole bunch of people behind the register and they simply need to have more training. So here's an interesting example. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take different data sets and I'm going to compare them. So I'm going to take dwell time information for a particular promotion, and I'm going to compare that to the number of people coming into a site. When I take those 2 different types of data and put them together, I can actually figure out the percentage of visitors that are coming into our site and have stayed in a particular area of the promotion. So I want to see how many people that come in are actually paying attention to this new marketing promotion that I created. So you can do that using video. So here's a few other ways that you could use it. So if I take the number of people and compare that to number of transactions, I can figure out the conversion rate. This goes on with the retail space all the time. On the banking side, skimming is a big issue. So if I can figure out if there was a person at my ATM, but they're not doing a transaction, that's kind of mysterious. I want to see what's going on there. That could be a sign of ATM skimming. The reverse is when I see one person at the ATM and they're doing multiple transactions with different cards. That might be a sign basically someone's doing a case of cash harvesting. And the last one, on the retail side, is there's no person at the register, so why is there a transaction going on? Is there something mysterious going on there? We ran into one situation where people started using our solution and they found a manager basically doing a return for a jacket, a $150 jacket, but there was no customer there at all. So, what is the Searchlight value to the market? So essentially, if you're an end user or provide business managers, it's going to give you one solution. It's basically going to combine different aspects of what you're trying to do. Again, it's not just about loss prevention. It's customer service. It's shopper interest. So video can be used to gather all that information. Now, if you're an integrator, all right, this is going to provide you with new opportunities to go out to existing customers, because a lot of customers, yes, you're going to go in and say, yes, there's a 10 megapixel camera, but wouldn't it be great to tell a story that you can use your video that you already have for other types of applications? And the product that we have to do this all with is Searchlight, and this is the latest version that we have at the show. So again, Searchlight is basically taking the transaction information that comes from, in the case of retail, from POS machines or banks with ATM or tellers, and you combine that with video to look for fraud investigation, for loss, but then we're taking the business intelligence side by using some analytics, and you're learning more information about your business.